What's up guys, and welcome to today's video. So what we're going to talk about is stabilizers, and do they actually help you for bow hunting? Yes, and I'm going to give you the three main reasons of why you should put a stabilizer and a sidebar on your bow whenever you're going into the woods bow hunting. So as you can tell just on my bow here, so I do have a front bar and I do have a back bar. So whenever you're going into stabilizers or sidebars or anything like that, you always want to take into account what your purpose is. What's your shot distance? What are you hunting? What's your application? What else do you have on your bow and what do you want out of it? So that's like the main things about sidebars and front bars. So the main reason, and reason number one of why you want to have a front bar or a sidebar on your bow, is to create bias. So a lot of people, whenever they're going hunting in the woods, you're gonna have quivers, you're gonna have a sight that's on one side, you got a quiver that's on one side. That's a lot of weight. And the biggest issue that I see with people that bow hunt that have left to right misses is their bubble. So your arrow's gonna follow your top cam. So whichever way your top cam is leaning, whether it's left or right, that's which way your arrow's gonna hit. It doesn't matter if you have it in the center if your top cam is moved from one side to the other. Your arrow's always gonna follow that top cam. So what we're gonna do with the sidebars, we're gonna create bias. So we're gonna put weight on the other side to balance out the bow. That way our bubble stays in the center, our top cam stays in the center, and we don't have any excuses when a big buck walks through. We put the pin on him, the bubble's level, and you're not having to torque your bow one way or another to be able to get your bubble level. And it's gonna make it a lot simpler for you and a lot easier whenever you shoot, because when that moment of time comes and that buck's standing in front of you, even myself, I'm guilty of it, we don't think to turn our bow or add torque into the bow to level our bubble out to be able to make sure that we don't impact left or right. Another thing is going to be fit and feel. So whenever you're building a bow and you go to the pro shop, I see a lot of guys that they don't even put a front bar on their bow, and that's fine. Most general bow hunters, if you're out there hunting whitetails, I understand. I get a lot of guys that tell me that I don't want a big bar on the front. You know, that's a lot of weight. That's a lot to be carrying to the woods. I don't want it to beat and bang around on everything. Well, the good thing about stabilizers and back bars is they all come in different sizes. So if you don't want a big bar out in the front, you can always just put weights in the front of your bow. But I will say to put a back bar, because you're gonna get a fit and feel, and you can maneuver your bars and your weight for the bow to hold steadier for you. So you can really manipulate that pin and how your bow holds whenever you put a front bar and a back bar on your bow. So if your pin is dipping down, then you can take weight off of the front or add weight to the back. If your pin is coming up, then you can put more weight in the front or take weight off the back. And you can really fine tune like your bow's pound, like how heavy your bow is. You can really get the fit and feel of how that bow leaves your hand when you shoot, and really be able to fine tune your setup to fit your personal preference of how you use it in the woods. And we get to number three, the third and final thing. So it is vibration dampening. Whenever you put a stabilizer in a back bar, or even a stabilizer in general, it aids in taking vibration out of your bow. If you're going to the woods, you have a sight, you have a quiver, you have your rest, you got your peep sight, everything on your bow creates some form of vibration. So whenever you put a front bar or a stabilizer of any sorts on your bow, it is going to aid in dampening that vibration, which is going to make the bow feel better when you shoot. And even vibration can go into your arrow through the bow. So it's got to have a point and it's got to have a reference. So that vibration is going to travel out somewhere. So I would rather that vibration travel out of my front bar and my back bar versus traveling out of my arrow, which can cause different impacts on downrange. So it can cause your arrow to raise or bounce off your rest. Vibration has to come out somewhere. So front bars and back bars are wonderful tools to use to aid in taking vibration out and to help you shoot more consistently and get tighter groups. So that's why I feel like everybody needs to have a front bar or a back bar, or at least a back bar, some form of stabilizer on their bow whenever they're going and hunting in the woods, whether it's mule deer, elk, whitetails, turkeys, you name it, whatever you're going and hunting. So I hope you guys like this video. I'll see you in the next one.